my name's Leann, and this is my small corner of the internet where I'm known as Small Town Stitches. Thanks so much for coming to hang out with me today. It is March 28th, and this is Flosstube 117, I believe. I said in my last Flosstube I was hoping to be back in 2 to 3 weeks, and that absolutely did not happen. Yeah, I will get into that after we talk some stitching, but it's been a rough couple weeks. So I have my stitch count for February, and I ended up doing 11,644, so less than January, but it was still it ended up being a really good stitching month, I think. Some people can stitch that in a week, and my mind is blown by thinking of how that is even humanly possible, but it's not for me. So today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 projects to talk about. A little bit of haul, and then I'm going to show you a couple birthday gifts that I received. So, and a possible new rotation thing going on. So let's get started. So my stitch count for March, is going to be less than February, which only makes sense because I've had 11 stitching days so far in March. Yes, so right now I'm sitting at under 7,000 stitches, which still blows my mind that I was even able to get that much, seeing how I didn't stitch for a whole week and a half. But yeah. So we're going to kind of last of February into where we're at right now with March. Easter's coming up, so I wanted to go ahead and get this up before, you know, everything kind of happens this weekend. So, all right, so my first project up is Building Dreams. This is the first time I've actually worked on Building Dreams this year so far with my rotation. It is one of my projects for the 5% by 25. This is artwork by Kevin Daniel, I believe, and it is a Heaven and Earth Designs. It's in a homemade project bag by me, and then orange, because orange is my husband's absolute favorite color. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where this piece was. And still working on that page number 1. I think I spun a goal of like 800 stitches on it, and I did 802. So here's where we are. I'm sitting at 1.36% now. And we are starting to see that water tower coming in. That was so much fun to start to see that water tower come in and have something other than the side of the garage and sky. So a lot of work still to go on this one. Again, I'm at 1.36% now on this. This particular project is stitched on a 22 count, 1/1 full cross with DMC. Okay. Next up, we had Faery. I'm not exactly sure what I spun because I just took it to the end-ish of February. But I ended up getting 570 stitches on it. So this is Faces of Faery. It's actually, its name on the Heaven and Earth Designs website is Faces of Faery 237, just so you know. So this is where it was. And after 570 stitches, this is where I got to. So what I ended up doing for this rotation with this piece was I decided to kind of start working in my diagonals a little bit. So this is into page 2. Of course, I've kind of feathered my edges out. But that's where I'm at. This is all kind of like a monochromatic. I think there's 11 or 13 colors in this particular piece. This is also stitched on a 22 count 1/1 full cross with the called for DMC, and this piece is sitting at 2.64%. So it's halfway, just over halfway to its 5% goal for this year. All right. Next up, in another bag made by me. You can't really see, but it's got like a checkered. I think, prefer the all cloth bags more, but I have a ton of vinyl right now, so vinyl it is. Okay, so Alicia and I, Adventures of Stitching, originally started this piece back, I think it was the first day of fall, I think we started it. And we originally started Farm Stand, the full size. And that is by Donna Gelsinger. It's a Heaven and Earth design. And it was just going to be absolutely massive, and I mean massive. So what we decided to do after looking at the charts was to purchase the mini instead. The mini stitch count is 78,975, and I think the original was like 400 and something thousand. So in our mind, it was worth it. So we decided to start it on leap year, and hopefully the goal is to have this finished by the next leap year is what we're hoping. So I got it all out, ready to start, and didn't click in my brain that the flosses are not the same from the mini to the full size. There are flosses called for in the full size that are not called for in the mini, and vice versa. So I started working in my diagonals, which I prefer to work on for full coverage, and it was calling for colors that I didn't have and stuff, and it was just getting frustrating, and I didn't want to have to count like 60 stitches away or so to start another color. So I got a whopping 55 stitches in on this piece on leap year before I was like, I can't do this anymore. The flosses are now here. I did get them in. I just haven't touched this anymore. So I took my original fabric that I was working on, cut it up, measured it out, cut it up. I got enough for this one, another one, and I still have a little bit extra left over. So there is my minuscule 55 stitch start. A little baby start right there. That's it. And it's at 0.11%. So it was fun, just frustrating. And this is stitched on a 20 count. The fabric is dyed from Dyeing for Cross Stitch. And this is stitched 1/1 full cross with CXC floss. So I can't wait for that one to come back up because it needs some progress. All right, so now we are officially into March. My plans kind of derailed in March because, yeah, I ended up getting sick. So one of my starts did not end up happening. My first new start this month was God Shed His Grace. This kind of went down, I think. Stand by. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Was God Shed His Grace. This is artwork by Abraham Hunter, and I am doing the medium size Artecy version. And I ended up getting 1,000 stitches on this piece. And here we are. So I'm starting in the clouds. I'm stitching this on a 20 count 1/1. This is a 20, right? Nope, this is a 22 count 1/1 with CXC. And this is at 0.74%. And being Artecy, like the page is already like right here almost. I've almost hit the corners of the pages already, which is crazy. So this is where I'm at. Can't see a ton yet. There's this little cloud coming through, but I am so excited to stitch this. One of those pieces that even though a bunch of people are still stitching it, it still calls to me. So there's where I got on my new start. The goal is to hit at least 2.5% on my new starts for this year. All right, so next up was my first full coverage, no background. And I am doing Butterfly Rose Cross by Bridget Ashwood. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. And I am doing this on a 20 count Ada 1/1 with CXC floss. And the color is Simply Navy and their light version. So, weird thing for me, I'm always a top left stitcher for pretty much everything, whether it be full coverage or non-full coverage. And that doesn't work for this because there's no background. So I had to count down and start in the middle, and my brain can't take much of that. I got a whopping 501 stitches done, and here's where I got to. This is at 0.83% already. Here, hold on, it's blowing out. There we go. Which is, let me fold this in to see if I can hold it better. There we go. The top of the cross is where I got. So it's fun. A lot of color changes I'm gonna admit, but yep, it's the top of the cross is what I got done. So it'll be fun because I don't have a lot of pieces like this, so all right, this goes fast. And then I did not get to start my Sea Turtle Mama on my birthday. I don't think I really stitched much of anything on my birthday, but last Saturday, the 23rd, I started Mini Gardener's Paradise. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs charted by Donna Gelsinger. I love Donna Gelsinger artwork if you can't tell. And it's also on the same fabric that I was able to cut. And I got 825 stitches done on this, and I think I got 2 diagonals actually completed. And it's sitting at 1.06%. So this is where I got to. So pretty! You can see all the top of the greenhouse right up here and some of the greenery and the flowers coming through. So this was a lot of fun to stitch. This little corner was confetti central and it was driving me crazy. So once I started getting into the next diagonal, it wasn't nearly as bad and it was a lot more enjoyable. So that's where we're at, 1.06% already. 1/1 full cross on a 20 count with CXC. So much fun. I love it. It looks so pretty. So one other thing I did for purchases was I found these 2.5 gallon Ziploc bags on Amazon. They're massive and they fit so much. So I have my fabric, my hoop, and it even fits my floss box in it with room. So check on Amazon if you're looking for something cheap. I want to say it was like 12 for like $5. So that is my stitching. Went really fast. No, I forgot one. Let me go get it. Okay, I forgot to bring my focus piece out here. So this is Beginner T-Rex Attack. The artwork is by David Penfound. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. This is where I was the last time you guys saw it. And let me pull this up too. This is where it is now. Yay! So I crossed the 100,000, excuse me, stitch threshold on it. So I have more done than I have left to do. I have just over about 75,000 stitches left to go on this, and I'm at 57.22%. So let me bring this in so you guys can see it more detailed. So since I last finished, or last filmed, I have finished this page that I was working on right here. So we have the neck, the tree, this dinosaur's face. And then I'm about halfway done with this page right here. So we're working on more of the T-Rex, his side right here, and then more tree as of right now. So this piece I think comes, this is the edge of this page. So I believe when I'm done with this particular page, I think I have 7 full pages left and 8 partials. So we have to finish this row up. There's another full row of pages, and then the rest is all partials. So that is that piece. And then I forgot to show you the piece that I'm kind of working on at night right now. Me thinking I was done. Okay. All right, and then I decided that I was bored and I wanted to bring out another piece that I haven't been able to work on in a while. So I chose Mini Seat Opal by Elizabeth Welker. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I have a picture of where it was because this is the first time I've worked on it this year. And here I am right now. So I am working on page 2. I have finished this diagonal since I've got it out, and I'm working on the next diagonal right now. So this one is sitting at 7.38%. I want to say I've done about 500 stitches since I got it out this rotation. So I'm hoping to work on this the next couple days until the end of March. And then I will explain kind of my rotation that I'm thinking of for March, or for April, excuse me, here in a minute. So after working on Dino, it's so nice to work on some of these blues. This one is an 18 count 2/1 full cross. Dino is a 22 count 1/1. So, all right, so that's all my stitching now. I'm not making it up. I got some amazing birthday gifts. I'm not going to say who gave me what. I'm just going to show it because I did not ask permission to list people's names. So I'm not going to do that. I got a gift card from 123 Stitch. I got a gift card for Heaven and Earth Designs. I got, if you've heard me in past videos say, I love Lord of the Rings. I love the movies. I've done the audiobooks. I love the audiobooks. I think it was very well written. The movies were very well directed and acted, and I just love Lord of the Rings. I have my dog outside right now, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on her. So I got this amazing mug for my birthday, and it says, "In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit." And then home is behind, the world ahead. I love this. I love this, I love this, I love this. So it was such a surprise when that came in. And then my last birthday gift was also a massive surprise. But I got, it hasn't been opened yet, but I have a full set of DMC. It's not the DMC brand, but I usually don't use the DMC brand anyways. So this was a shock when it came in. So I got so incredibly spoiled on my birthday, and I am so grateful. Yeah. So happy belated March birthday to all my March birthdays, or if your birthday is in the last couple days, happy early birthday. Okay, haul. What did I buy? Like I was talking about for mini farm stand, I was out of some flosses, same for my Gardener's Paradise. So I had put an order in, and those actually already came in, so I've divided them up. I had the floss for the ones I was missing for mini farm stand, the ones I was missing for mini Gardener's Paradise, and then the ones actually I need for a new start, I think we're doing in June. So those came in. And then Rainy's responsible for this one, found Country Magic Stitch. Now I know they are on Etsy, but they also have their own website, and I purchased from their actual website. So I left them in my cart for a while and was thinking about them and was thinking about them, and then I bought them. So I'm going, there's a lot of them. Be forewarned now. But I bought them all. And then I really need to not buy any more charts for like the rest of the year. No, I do have a gift card, but I need to not buy any more charts this year. So, we'll start with the Harry Potter ones. So I'll put pictures in here. So the first up is Welcome to Hogwarts School. And these are not massive. If you were to stitch them on a 14 count, they would be just over like 9 by 12.5. So they're not huge. Next up is Visit Hogsmeade. This one is All Aboard the Hogwarts Express. And last is Welcome to Diagon Alley. And I believe the Welcome to Diagon Alley, I want to say that Liz from Stitched by Liz was stitching this one. Either that or I just totally made that up, but I'm pretty positive she was. And then I bought the Lord of the Rings ones. Shocker. This comes as a shock to most people. I think I bought most of them, but I did not buy the Shire because I'm stitching a massive Shire. Plus I'm stitching the Hobbit hole. So, so this one is Welcome to Minas Tirith. I think this one is like one of my favorites, the way it looks. But this is Visit the Mines of Moria. Visit Helm's Deep. Visit Argonath. Visit Lothlorien. Visit Isengard. Visit Rohan. Welcome to Rivendell, and Visit Mordor. Those are all the patterns I bought. There's a lot of them. I'm hoping, but the nice thing is they're like kind of in blocks of color, and they don't take truly that many flosses. So I'm hoping, because they are full coverage still, that I can just pull like 18 count or whatever that I have here and not really have to buy anything for it. But it would, I kind of want to do a Lord of the Rings wall, but I want to do it with those and then my big ol' other ones. So we'll see. But those are all the patterns that I bought. All right, let's talk plants. So if you are new, welcome. So myself and I think a couple people have jumped on board as well. I know Rainey, Alicia, and Angie are in on this too, but we are using the hashtag 5% by 25. I should say they are using the hashtag because I am not great at posting on Instagram. I'm going to be honest with that. But the goal is to get your projects that are under 5% to at least 5%. And this for me is for my existing projects. Now, I personally also came up with a goal for my new starts to try to get my new starts to 2.5%. That is a goal that I came up with. So I sat down and kind of figured out what I would need to hit those goals if I stitched them monthly. So I sat down and figured out my 5% by 25 and my 2.5% ones. So I'm going to try and do this for April. Some of them are easily obtainable, like my mini nativity. I have 1,130 stitches to go. So if I broke that down monthly, that would be 126 stitches a month. So I could knock that goal out in a day. So the goal that I'm going to do is to try to stitch on my 5% and my 2.5% monthly first. And I have them all on a wheel. I'll spin a wheel. I'll do that goal, move on to the next one. If I can do my 2.5% goals and my 5% goals, then I get to spin the wheel and I get to pull out one of my other whips, whether like Opal or my many other whips that I have. So I'm really hoping that this works. Number wise, as long as nothing else is going on, I should be able to do this no problem. But we will see. So that's my plan. Spin my wheel, try to knock some of these monthly goals out, and then at the end of the month, if I have leftover days, then I get to spin my wheel and pull out one of my other non-focus pieces for this year. So, all right, I think that's all from me. That's my monthly recap for March. So if you're just here for the stitching, thanks for coming to hang out with me. I'm going to give a quick life update and then I'll let you guys go. So, March. March has been a hard month. So in the last video I said husband had, he was sick. He ended up getting like a really bad sinus infection that put him down for quite a few days. So he got over that. And then March 9th, I remember this was the daddy-daughter dance. I started not feeling well. And then Sunday, we didn't go to church that day. My husband had to work. I slept pretty much the whole day and I just felt awful. I'm guessing I had some sort of respiratory sinus infection, something like that. Coughing, sneezing, I was running a fever, you know, all this stuff like that. So I had a day where, like, so that was that whole week. I missed 2 days worth of work that week. Just because I couldn't get off the couch. I was just sleeping. And I had one day, which is actually my birthday, that I felt all right. Brent came home sick. And then the next day I woke up feeling absolutely awful again. And I was coughing insanely. I had a fever. I had it out, you know, the other end too. And I could not keep anything in my body. Anything. Water, nothing. I would instantly start coughing and just throw everything up. So on not this week, but last Wednesday, my husband had had enough and he took me into urgent care. So I explained to them, like, I haven't been able to hold anything, food or drink, in my body at this point in like 6 days. So, of course, they were like, what? Why did you wait so long to come in? And I'm like, well, because I'm not one to come into the doctor ever. Especially when you're a nurse and you're married to a paramedic. Like, we just don't come very often. So my COVID was negative, my influenza was negative, my RSV was negative, and he was worried that it could be appendicitis or pancreatitis or something like that that was causing all this. I was still running a fever, nauseous to the cows come home. So they gave me a shot of Phenegrin, and then he wanted me to go get a CAT scan. So we went over to the ER, and ended up being one of the girls I used to work with when I was at the hospital was actually my nurse. And again, I was like, I'm so nauseous. It's not even funny. So they started fluids on me, gave me IV Zofran, and then I was still nauseous. This has been 2 meds now. So then they gave me Reglan, and my body didn't like that at first. It was cramping so bad, but then it ended up subsiding and it helped with my nausea a little bit. But so I had CAT scans done, I had x-rays done, and my CAT scans were great, but I came back and I had pneumonia. They're thinking because whatever it was, I was still dormant in my body, and when I got sick again, it just pushed me over the edge and right into pneumonia. I had never had pneumonia before, and it was awful. And the doctor ended up coming back and said that it was a good thing I came in because my labs were still in normal range, your lactic, which goes by for like sepsis. It was still in normal range. It was just at the high end of normal range. So she said, had I had waited, I would have had to be admitted for IV antibiotics because I would have been septic. So we came home on antibiotics and Zofran and, you know, a medication for cough, and that was last Wednesday. So I'm finishing up my antibiotics now, and it was an extremely rough 2 weeks. It was, yeah, to say the least. It was awful. So that's why I didn't stitch for like 11 days. It's why I didn't have a birthday start, all this stuff like that. So I'm feeling much better. Thank Jesus. I can actually eat. I can actually drink. Yeah, husband is still trying to get over his sinus infection thing. There's just so much crud going around right now that it's insane. So yeah, Easter, I can't believe, is this Sunday. So have a blessed Easter to everyone. Let's hope for a better April because I don't want to get sick like that again. So that's all for me. We're still just doing the work life, school life. She's on spring break right now. She's stayed the night at my parents', so I have to pick her up when I get out of work. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go to watch whatever Flosstube is next on your watch later list. So I'm going to go put all this away and edit this video. So Remember, your mental health is important, and to take time for yourself each and every day, regardless of what form that is, and to be a light to the world around you. I will see you guys later.